of God's Meltdown, and I'm joined by...
This is Nick, vocalist of One Missing Link. It's surely an honor to be here with you, talking to you on this interview. I'm glad to be here, actually.
Brilliant, man. How's around today?
Everything's fine, thank you. Our latest single actually dropped in about 6 or 7 days ago, and it was just a cut above the wrist, you know.
Yeah,
man. And the result was actually satisfying. As you know, we're working in Iran, and this type of music, this type of, even though lifestyle in Iran, it's supposed to be illegal. And when you do something illegal and you're trying to find a way to do it, it's actually, I don't know, it's hard to do, actually.
Is it a bit risky?
Yeah, somehow, yeah.
All right. Can you give us a little bit of background into the band then, and when you were first formed, and what are your influences?
Actually, the project started when I actually decided to form a metal band, you know. That's that simple. I know you've never heard this short history of a band like this, and yes, that's it. And I was a metalhead when I was just, for example, I think 14 or 15 years old, and my influencers on during that time were actually bands like the Rasmus, HIM, Linkin Park. I don't know, somehow the Finnish metal scenes. But after that, in nearly about 2 years ago, when I was 26, I decided to start a metalcore band because nowadays I'm actually satisfied only with metalcore and deathcore music. I prefer the core element on the musics that I actually listen to in every day. I used to work with two different guitarists in two partially time, and since 2020. But the results weren't that good that I actually expected. And in 2021, when I met Mahan, actually everything changed. Everything actually changed when we just sat in my home in front of my computer and we just decided to write a music. And in just one night, in just one fucking goddamn night, we just wrote everything. We wrote the bass line, the synth and keyboards and guitars and even the vocal melodies. And everything actually sounded really fine. And I just realized, okay, me and Mahan, we're just supposed to do this. I think we are that half kindred soul, you know, that we need to be in band. And I'm actually so happy that we met each other in that time. And yeah, we started the actual career in 2021 when we started to compose The Shadows Inside, which recently we released about 6 days ago. Wow. And yeah, that was a quick short history of our band and project.
That's an excellent video, mate. So can you give us the name? I've got a kitten here, and she's been a twat. I've got a little kitten, and she's been a pest. Right. Okay. Can you give us the name? Why the name One Missing Link?
One Missing Link. Actually, it was supposed to be The Missing Link, but The Missing Link was taken by another band or project. I don't know. I just realized that it actually exists on Spotify, so I couldn't choose it. But so I decided to go for One Missing Link, and the missing links are related to the missing links in Charles Darwin and the natural selection stuff, and the Book of Evolution. There are some missing links that actually they are the key to understand the evolution and the natural selection between different species, and there are some of them that are still unknown, and I just figured out that that's gonna be a cool stuff for a name. We can be One Missing Link, you know, something like that.
So can you tell us about your soon to be released EP, and can we expect the same from that as the single that you've just released?
Okay, the EP contains 5 different songs. Two
Right.
of them are released. The first one was Monstrosity, which released about 6 or 7 months ago, and the second one was Shadows Inside, which released about a week ago.
Right.
We are considering to release the full EP on something about 3 months later from now. And it mostly contains core elements on every track.
Yeah.
One of them is a bit more progressive styles with we are going to use more clean stuff, clean vocals on each tracks, and that's going to be dope. I'm sure you're going to like them. We are actually focusing on more clean vocals on the tracks. We don't want them to be just the smashing groovy dum, 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 dum. And we just want to add more emotions on tracks, catchy choruses.
Yeah.
Although they being with punchy breakdowns and crushing, devastating riffs that Mahan writes them. The combination of these things is gonna be something satisfying. I want to actually show our emotions to everyone who's actually listening to our songs. So I want it to be. I want the listener to feel something, not just listening to some groovy stuff. I wanted to feel the lyrics, feel the emotions on the chorus, and although the riffs are devastating.
Well, Shadow Inside, that's a real awesome video, and that's really intense, and you can feel the emotions in that. Can you give us a little bit of insight into that song, and where was it filmed, and are you at risk of getting arrested for playing this sort of music over there?
First of all, I have to mention this, that finding a location for recording a music video in our city, Mashhad, that's fucking difficult. It's so difficult. Because, for example, when you're going to a concert hall or some kind of theater stage, and you speak to the manager and you say to them, okay, we are a metal band, we are supposed to record a music video on your stage, and everything's gonna be fine. We don't mention your name anywhere, not on our Instagram channel or YouTube or everywhere. We're not gonna mention the locations. They say okay, but when they actually listen to our song, they are completely disagree to share their place with us.
Really?
And they actually their hands start shaking like this. Okay, we're not supposed to do this, guys. We can't. We don't have the permissions from the authorities and the superior guys, because we are under observation, and all the cameras all around the stage and on our office, they are supervised by some security guys, and they do not allow us. And if because Iran is somehow a religious country, and metal music and this kind of heavy stuffs are actually considered satanic or another bullshit, something like this.
Yeah.
And because of that, yes, if you record something like that and it goes viral on Iran, the authorities and the authorities could actually sentence you and place some fine for you, and they can at least they can say that you can't work anymore. Right. You're not supposed to do this anymore. That's the least fine you're actually about to get. And the video was recorded about, I don't know, Mohan, that was 2 or 3 months ago, I think, yeah?
Yeah, I guess 2 or 3 months ago. And yeah, for the recording of video, we actually shouldn't say to that place that we are going to record this,
right,
this kind of music.
No.
And he just said it is a music video, and they were a friend of mine, and they said, okay, just don't make problems. And they said,
Yeah.
okay, it's just a little noisy, but there will be no problem. And we did it, and it was successful. And let's I want to thank Amir Hossein, the director of the video. Amir Hossein Ismaili, our friend,
Yeah.
and he worked great. He worked just great. We had a short time there, and we should do everything so fast, and he managed it perfectly. And that's
Brilliant.
the result that we saw.
Brilliant. So I'm guessing then it must be difficult to play live. I mean, obviously you can't play live anywhere, can you?
Nowadays, no, we couldn't consider any live shows because for performing live shows in Iran, it doesn't matter what your genre is. You're you're a pop musician, rap, metal, everything. You have to get a licensed permission,
Right.
and that sucks. But you have to get it if you want to perform a live show. So they do not get that permission to stuffs like our bands do, and because as I mentioned earlier, because that kind of stuff, that kind of content is considered to be satanic and something that is that lead people to be destructive people, something like that. I don't know. And so we're not focusing on having live shows in Iran. On different countries, maybe yes, maybe yes.
The opportunity to do that then, do you have that opportunity, do you think, to get around?
Yeah, for example, in Turkey or Armenia or Dubai or Oman or countries that are actually near us, yes, we got this opportunity, but we have to afford all the financial stuffs, and it's actually expensive for us because we are from Iran. We have to pay for our traveling and for our hotel booking and for the festivals, and these festivals are not as big as the festivals on London and your country. So I think every week you have live shows from metalcore bands on England, I think, and you have so many fucking bands that they are all amazing, and so people have the opportunity to go see them live, maybe every week, maybe every month, at least. And that's the cool stuff, I guess. But in Iran, no, it's not like that. And we're not focusing on live shows. We mostly focus on digital marketing on Spotify, YouTube. And we want people around the world to see us, to know us.
Well, that's the one.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I came across you guys. I mean, if it wasn't for the internet. So going back in time then, can you tell us what was the first album that you've ever owned?
The first album I ever owned, I think it was Black Roses by the Rasmus in 2013, I guess, 13 or 14. But the album is just released on 2012. But 1 or 2 years later, I purchased it. Yeah, and that was cool. It's alternative rock, and my taste during that time was definitely alternative. And yeah, the Larry Lunen, the lead vocalist of the Rasmus band, I don't know if you know this band. He was my actual inspirational guy, and the motivation, all the motivation that I get, it was from that guy to start my career as a vocalist, to be able to do what I actually love. And as you know, I'm a physician in Iran, I'm a general practitioner, and I realized, okay, that's life, and you have one life, and you live only once, so you got what you love, and I owe all these feelings to the Rasmus. So yes, that's the Rasmus.
What about you, Mahan?
For me, actually, it was the first original CD that I bought. Because we don't really got all the original versions of the CDs in Iran to buy. We cannot do that, but we had a trouble to Turkey in 2016, and I bought the Hardwire to Self-Destruct by Metallica. It was released those days, and I bought it from there. It was the first original CD that I bought from Turkey, Istanbul.
That's brilliant. That's a good one. Okay, so what would you say has been the biggest accomplishment so far with One Missing Link?
Being mentioned in different digital magazines, I guess, and our video got published on Space on Travel. It's a YouTube channel, and we got 4 or 5 reaction stuff on YouTube and TikTok, and being able to have more views and more likes on Instagram, but mostly from our own community, metalheads community in Iran. And we got more famous in mostly in the local areas in Mashhad and in Iran. I think these are our accomplishments.
Actually, this interview really will help us.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I hope so, man. I hope so. Okay, if you could rule the world for one day, what would you change?
What would you do, man?
It's a hard question. I don't know. There are too many things for one day. It's hard. For one day, maybe I could close all the factories that make guns. Yeah. If I could destroy all of them, it will change everything, I guess.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Nick?
To saving the wild, you mean, yeah?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to owe some animal charity stuff or something, or an organization, something that it's actually legit to save animals who actually suffer from disabilities or they are homeless, I think. And I got this inspiration from Sam Carter of Architects, because he does the same, and I think that's great. I think that's going to be something cool and useful.
Brilliant. Okay, then. So you sort of like briefly touched on how the world has you had briefly touched on how the world has taken to your music. Let's hope that keeps going. I mean, I think you've got like the selling point that you're from Iran. That's up there as a major selling point, because I've recently interviewed a band from India who they get death threats because they use traditional instruments in their songs. So I think that is a selling point coming from the country you're from, actually, strangely, bizarrely, but I think that's going to help you. Could you give me 4 words to describe One Missing Link?
4 words.
Yeah.
Emotions. Break down emotionally while you're walking. I mean, while walking, I mean, when you're walking and listening to the music, you're gonna break down emotionally, because the chorus is always bright, bring you amazing emotions. Actually, it's actually we are trying to do, okay. And the breakdowns actually break you down, make you bend from your knees and head banging right at your walking on the street. And I think that's how, that's what One Missing Link is supposed to be.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Do you agree with that, Mehan?
If I could describe it in 4 words, I would say creative, sharp, and wild, and ongoing.
Brilliant, man. Yeah, that's brilliant. Okay, I want to thank you for your time. Honestly, the video is absolutely brilliant, man. It's brilliant. Love it. I look forward to your next release and also your EP, which we'll review. Do you have any final words for our viewers, your fans, just the world? What do you want to say?
Actually, we and the One Missing Link, we are at the moment that we need to be heard, to be viewed, actually. And so what I want from everyone who's watching this interview or any other stuff or content we create, I'm asking for sharing, liking, and doing, if they like our music, share it to their friends, and let us meet a bigger community. And we are so fucking glad that we are supposed to challenge other foreign bands in other countries except Iran, and we want to see ourselves on different places, on different stages, and we will never fucking stop from this road to our accomplishments. And what's actually I believe is that the life is a road and there's no goal. The goal is the goal is the road, and the road never ends. The road only ends when you die. So this is how we are supposed to die. We die in our duty to be as musicians. This is what we actually love. So we want to spread this love with our music and with our lyrics all around the globe. So I'm just asking for, would you mind share our music?
Die down!